Right, so in your shot you have some running waters from the capital and other parts of the country. It started from around 5 a.m. in some areas and then 6 a.m. in other areas. For those of us in the heart of Accra, we experienced this right from 6:30 a.m. and it came through with lots of wind and thunderstorms, and people had their rooms flooded. Others could not even go through their daily routine or get to their various workplaces. But we'll go on the phone lines and then speak to Joshua Asamoah. He's the senior meteorologist at the Ghana Meteorological Agency headquarters here in Accra. Sir, very good morning to you. You have forecasted for the morning and it rained. What is the expectation in the afternoon and in the evening?
Yes, good afternoon, and a very good afternoon to everyone listening as well. So it's been raining for the eastern portions of Ghana. We had ours earlier, and it was actually a rainstorm that tracked over southern Ghana. So as we speak, areas in the western side of Ghana, the western region, the central parts of the eastern region are still experiencing these rain conditions. So for the afternoon, it will continue for the western portions, the central, western of parts of the Ashanti and eastern regions are where we'll be getting some rain and the windy conditions being experienced this afternoon. For areas in the transition zone, that's from the Bono East, Ahafo regions, there will be some localized formation of clouds that will bring some rains in that area later this afternoon into the evening. Today, it's only the northern portions of Ghana where we expect mostly sunny weather and fair conditions. So they are not going to get the rains that we got here, or mostly be fair for the north during for the rest of the day. But for us in southern Ghana, we'll still get some rains, especially to the western side.
But are we going to see huge volumes of water? Because this very morning it came through with lots of winds, thunderstorm, and then many parts of the capital. I mean, I can speak from the capital because this is where I am. I have seen lots of places flooded. And then from the internet, you can also see other parts of the southern belt also witnessing volumes of water. Are we going to see volumes of water in the coming days? And after today, in the coming days, what should we expect and how do we prepare ahead of time?
So we're still actually in the major rainfall season, and May to June, it means we're getting towards the peak of the rainfall season. The peak is actually expected somewhere in June, July. And so we are gradually moving towards the peak of the rainfall season for southern Ghana. It means that we'll be getting these rains more frequently, and then the intensity, the duration will also increase as we get to the peak of the rainfall season. So we should expect this kind of volume, this volume of rainfall in the weeks ahead, going into June, where will even be more frequent around then. But like the windy conditions that we are seeing now, most of the time when the rains come with that kind of strong winds, they don't really last for long. And so the volume that you get throughout the period is not as high as when it comes with less windy conditions. And that is the kind of rainfall that we expect in June. When we get to the peak of the rainfall, it will be less windy. And so you have lots of rains accumulation during the day. And so you get higher volume of rainfall around that time than what we are seeing now. But if you move towards the northern portions of Ghana, the high volumes of rainfall will be seen somewhere in May and then towards June, July, but the peak will be seen in August. So that's where they will be getting these frequent rain, heavy thunderstorms, windy conditions as well. But for now, it will be occasional rainfall for areas in northern Ghana. And because we are in the rainfall season in southern Ghana, and we have not really entered the peak of the rainfall season, what we say is that around this time, the rains are not that frequent. And so if you are seeing that the gutters in front of your houses are choked or something like that, you have to take advantage of this less frequent rainfall conditions that we are seeing now to clear them. So that when the rains become more frequent, then they will get somewhere to pass, because you can definitely not be able to block water from moving. So if the gutters are choked, they'll obviously find another way to move, and that is what brings about our flooding issues that we get here. If you move out of your homes into town today, you see a lot of rubbish due to the flood waters that we are seeing, and it's because we are just not keeping our gutters and our drainage clean and then free for water to pass through them. And so that plays the flooding issues that we get here. We should
But
also be very concerned. Sorry.
Joshua, before I let you go, what message are you sending to motorists? Motorists here meaning those that are going to board vehicles, and then drivers, you have motor riders and people, anyone using the road. What will be the advice, possibly in 30 seconds before you go?
It's actually very dangerous to drive in the rain around this time because it comes with a lot of windy conditions. It can actually break a lot of trees. I'm seeing news of trees breaking and all of that. So it has a whole lot of dangers associated with them. It's best that you get a shelter once you see the clouds gathering. There's a chance of rainfall. You see the weather and they're saying that it's going to rain. It's better you get a shelter. Wait for the rains to cease before you step out to where you want to go. And when we see areas that are flooded, we don't have to walk through them. There may be some gutters or pits somewhere. You might fall inside and then get into some severe damages.
Right, Joshua Asamoah, thank you so much for joining us on the bulletin. Joshua has given us some tidbit and then how to cater for ourselves during these rains, from what motorists should do and every one of us in our homes, how cautious we can be to avert any casualties. Now let's move to the central region and the traffic congestion on the Kaswa-Accra section of the N1 highway has come to a standstill, causing numerous workers to be unable to make it to work today. Similarly, the Accra-Kaswa route has experienced a significant traffic gridlock due to the heavy rains early this morning. My colleague Akwesi Ado is joining us for more on this particular conversation. Hello, Akwesi. A very good morning to you, or good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Shadrach.
Right, tell us, what is the current situation from traffic to flood waters running through homes of residents?
Okay, so the current situation on the Kaswa-Accra highway is just like the situation we've witnessed almost every year when we enter into the rainy season. As usual, the Kaswa-Accra section of the N1 highway is totally blocked, impeding traffic flow, and then traffic has to divert towards the Accra-Kaswa highway, causing a very huge gridlock on that particular section. Shops around the area have all been flooded, and then residential apartments also suffering from flash floods as a result of this morning's downpour.
But Akwesi, has any casualties been recorded so far? Because we are seeing lots of waters rushing through people's homes and then on the street. I see how people are maneuvering their way to get to their offices or return back to their homes.
Okay, so even though we've seen vehicles being dragged by the rushing waters into gutters, we are yet to witness any casualty or any sort, apart from the fact that many people were unable to go to work today. And then we have had the people complaining about the fact that city authorities appear to be doing nothing significant to ensure that this prevalent situation is being solved. You do recall that somewhere last year, residents of the area staged a massive demonstration against this kind of floods, which is recorded annually. And then city authorities, even though moved in to ensure that some work was being done on the road, work has been very, very slow. And then when the rains began, we are witnessing yet another devastating situation. And so residents or people in the area are calling authorities to be serious with measures that would bring to an end this yearly ritual.
Right, Akwesi, thank you so much for joining us and bringing us up to speed on happenings regarding rainfall in the central region.